on Wednesdays, we hadn't had her in a while, but we are America's first with a psychotherapist, Jill Payne. Jill is a member of the American Psychotherapy Association. She's from Houston. We met her through our friends at Houston Baptist University. She was on vacay for a little while, hanging out with the president, the White House, so forth and so on. Man, have you come back to a blank storm via Skype? Hi, Jill.
Good morning, Sam. I missed you.
Oh, we missed you too because the stories, like tomorrow, Franklin, you got a woman who has just made some absolutely what appear to be extremely bogus claims, or maybe she's just got some mental issues. I don't know. New York Post, by the way, just wrote the top 8 problems with this Blasey Ford accusations, and it's on our Facebook page, Sam Malone Show. Posted a good job. Talk about something that happened 35-ish years ago in memory. You're a psychotherapist. I'm sure you've dealt with these kinds of issues.
Not only have I dealt with these issues, I've had things that have happened to me. I'm a woman, and many years ago, Sam, I was pretty. And
stop. You're still gorgeous. Stop that.
I had
You're
something
fishing. You're
happen to me in high school. I swear I had this happen to me in high school. I was one of these, quote, good girls, never went to parties, so I decided to go to one party, and of course in high school people drank, and so these 2 guys pushed me into a room. One was short, one was tall. The short one had dark hair, and they pushed me into the room. The little guy that was probably came up to my neck pushed me on a bed and got on top of me.
Oy.
And I'm pretty strong, so I pushed myself out. They were blocking the door. I ended up getting out. Okay, and still stayed at the party. You know how it is. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this. So that's all I remember. Now, if I have some misleading information, you mislead me with, let's say that there's a lineup and you go, Jill, the culprit is in the lineup. That's going to affect my judgment and my memory. So I'm going to know, they're in the lineup, so I'm going to pick somebody out of the lineup. Whereas if you just said, hey, there's a lineup, we don't know if anybody's there that might have done this, and that, do you see? So it's misleading questions. And so Elizabeth Loftus has done many studies. Researchers all over the world have done many studies. I really would like people, and I sent it to you, to look at Elizabeth Loftus, who I studied many years ago. I didn't know she was still alive. She's in her 70s, so she's not very old.
Right.
And what she does is she studies people's false memories. So she studies people that memorize or have memory of events, but they're incorrect. And so she's gone and she's done these studies where she gets these people together and she shows them videos of cars in car wrecks, and she will ask them a question. Her researchers will ask them questions saying that, okay, please look at this intersection. This car ran a stop sign. What happened? And so they would say, well, they ran the stop sign. They'll repeat it. They ran the stop sign, blah, 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 blah. Then they'll say, here's another one. Even though it has a yield sign in it, they'll say stop sign. The researcher will say stop sign, and the person will automatically say stop sign. They did another research. This was really neat because they said one accident hit another car. And they had the people look at it when they said this car hit another car. And then they had the same people look at another one, and they said this person smashed into another car. The people that heard smashed said there was broken glass, they went faster, and it was the same video.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just saying that these are misleading information that affects us. And she even has a book out, so I just wanted to say what the book is. The book is The Myth of Repressed Memory, False Memories, and Allegations of Sexual Abuse. Because she did a study, or there was a big study, not she didn't do it, in 2014, where they took 300 people that were convicted, 300 people. And out of those, 3 out of 4 were convicted with misleading information. misleading eyewitnesses. And they found this out because of DNA. It's very scary. So this is something that we just need to understand. And she just wants people to understand that memory is not like a video. It's not like you take a picture. It's constructive and it can be reconstructed. And she says, this is her little thing, and the video that you watched, and I would like other people to watch the TED Talk, is that she said that our memory is like a Wikipedia. Not only can we change our memory,
other people. Yeah.
There you go.
I
got.
No, I want to continue our conversation. Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist, on the money. Member of the American Association of Psychotherapy. Let me get to the break, and we'll just spend another break with us, please, if you don't mind, as we talk about this poor guy, Brett Kavanaugh, with women coming up with accusations that they can't back up. I mean, it's sad.
Well, one was drunk, remember?
One was totally inebriated, right? She doesn't.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, hang on. Love it, because we're the only show in America with an in-house psychotherapist, Jill Payne, American Association of Psychotherapy. She practices here in Houston. All right, so give me that stat again, and I'm going to get to this Christina Blasey Ford, who seems to be making up all kinds of stories against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh in the New York Post article. Go first. Go.
Okay, there was a study done in 2014, 300 people that were accused of something, and out of that, 3 out of 4 were accused because of misleading information or false memory. So that's a pretty high percentage. And then you saw that video just real quick about Steve Titus, just an average Joe, out with his fiance, and he was stopped only because his car resembled the rapist's car, and he was accused because he resembled the rapist. Okay. And so when he was put up in the lineup, the accuser said, he looks most like the rapist. Not he is the rapist. He looks most likely like the rapist. Then when she went to court, she changed it to, he's absolutely the rapist.
Right. And the guy ended up dying in his 30s from a heart attack from stress. Lost his job.
Lost his job.
And it was all a lie.
And he died of a stress heart attack, yes.
All a lie. New York Post.
All a lie.
Now, check this out. You're a psychotherapist, so get ready to jump in on this. The woman who all of a sudden, after consulting with Democrats, says, Kavanaugh's a bad guy. Her name is Christina Blasey Ford. She probably, I got $50 on that she's going to run away and not make it to Capitol Hill because you're under oath. You lie. It's a federal crime if you lie before Congress. Anyway, New York Post, it's on our Sam Malone Show Facebook. Christine Blasey Ford's accusation against Brett Kavanaugh are serious, but her story is growing less believable by the day. These are 8 reasons that she's got issues. For starters, the woman can't recall basic details of what she says was, quote, the most traumatic event in her life, not where the assault took place. She's not sure whose house it was, or even what street it was on. She's not sure of the year, let alone the month or day, okay? 2, this woman is making up these stories, it appears, concedes she told no one what happened at the time, not even her best friend or her mother. 3, the 4 other people she identified as attending the party all deny any knowledge of being at the party. That includes a woman. Okay, she's like, what? I wasn't. What party? Number 4, her own immediate family doesn't appear to be backing her up either. Her mother, father, and 2 siblings are all conspicuously absent from support. 5, this summer, the woman who seems to be making up the stuff against Kavanaugh tried to reach out to old friends from high school and college to jog her memory. They just couldn't help her. Oh, here it is. Now, the woman contends that notes her therapist took in 2012 corroborate her account, but they'd never mentioned Kavanaugh. In fact, when she spoke to her therapist, she said there were 4 boys, not 2, as she says now. You're the psychotherapist. You take it from there.
Well, we like to fill in blanks. First of all, let's go with the drinking. If you have one drink, that alters your whole perception on what goes on. One drink. I tell my clients, don't have a drink because the guy in front of you is going to look gorgeous, or the girl in front of you is going to, not before you have that one drink. They've done studies where it will change. And matter of fact, you even look more appetizing after you have one drink. Your pupils dilate, and they've done all these studies. Right. So the drink is right there. is going to mess up her thought process. And then we like to fill in blanks. So she's trying to fill in blanks. And so when you go to the therapist, Loftus did studies where people will go in with one story and come out with another story.
How is that? How do you, in your therapist, you go, there were 4 boys in the bedroom, and then 6 years later go, well, there was only 2. That's a big difference. How the hell does that happen?
So we're going with this misinformation. So we don't know what's happened from the time that she saw the therapist to now. And misinformation is, you have a memory that may be 20, 30 years ago. And come on, the longer the memory is, the less you're going to remember it. Unless, I don't know. I mean, that's just normal. And so the longer the memory is, so when it's happened 30 years ago, there's going to be things that are going to happen, and it's retrospective. So those things that happen, like someone could say something to you and say, Kavanaugh was at the party, and they go, oh, yeah, that's probably what happened. And you just put that in your memory, and these people are so passionate about their beliefs. It can happen to you, Sam. It can happen to me. We're so passionate that Elizabeth Loftus was sued for 5 years. She was sued over this woman that was saying that her mom sexually abused her when her mom did not sexually abuse her. So, I mean, it's very – our memories can be misled, and with all the social media – oh my gosh. So we've got a mess out there. Think
Absolutely.
of all these women that are coming out of the woodworks after 30-something years. I've never seen such things.
Well, I feel bad for people who really are assaulted. Like,
exactly.
The problem is you got a room full of liars, or people making things up, or maybe something happened to them somewhere else.
Right.
And they kind of, their mind screws the story up, and it's like, oh, it must have been Kavanaugh. No, it was whatever. So you kind of feel bad for really when women say, oh my gosh, this happened. And now, because of what the Democrats have done, you're like, we don't really believe you. The cry wolf syndrome. Final words, our in-house psychotherapist, Jill Payne.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts?
Yes, because I got to go.
I want people to realize that our memory is constructive. It can be reconstructive. Please look at facts. And eyewitness, you cannot trust eyewitness.
God, it's
you cannot
tough.
Trust it.
Burden of proof's on the plaintiff.
I know, that's sad. It's sad for the people that it happens to. You know, who do you believe? And whoever is testifying, they really feel that pain. So I feel bad for them too. It's also, you know how lawyers can just sway you and put words in your mouth. Oh, that's a saying, isn't it? You put words in my mouth. There you go.
I believe it is. It's something we try to do every day. Our good friend, Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist. Excellent visit today. Thank you for stopping by.
And look at his past history. If you look at his past history, it doesn't fit in the puzzle.
Exactly. That's a good line. If you look at his past history, the pieces don't fit. It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit.
Have a blessed day. Thanks for stopping by our little show, Jill Payne.
I'm so glad to see you all. I missed you.
Good to have you back. You were gone for a ways.
Yeah, and Trump was wonderful.
As, of course,
better in person.
We expect nothing less. Have a great day.
Okay.
Talk to you next Wednesday.